he's been nice, but he got mean.
Really?
Yeah, like he literally tried to run my wife over.
That's what Don, I told him.
Yeah, it was full sketch. And we had this, like, I had him in this interior pin.
Yeah.
And inside that pin, we had an old pig pin. And dude, he charged my wife, and my wife had to bail over that fence, or she would have gotten destroyed.
No way. So yeah, he's a prick.
He was telling me he's 2,000 pounds.
It is.
The big boy. Dude, that's gnarly.
One of our donkeys that had only.
And welcome back, race fans, to the post-race press conference here in Southwick for round 22. My name is Taryn Robinson, and it is my absolute pleasure to introduce to you our 450 podium tonight. Your overall winner, Jet Lawrence. Your runner-up, Hunter Lawrence, and rounding out the podium tonight is Eli Tomac. Let's give a round of applause for our podium tonight. We'll start out with you, Jet. Congratulations, an added win to your career overall for the Premier class. You had an eventful day with the whole shot in both motos and keeping that lead to go 1-1 today. Although the lead was different in a sense, we're used to seeing you manage that gap, and today you just took off running with it. So what was different about the race today that really stood out?
I think I didn't really worry too much about managing the gap. I just kind of had a good flow, and I know with Sam, whenever you try to like ride slow than the flow you're just kind of built, it's a lot harder to try and ride with less energy. So whatever flow you have with you, kind of stick with it, and that's what I ended up doing, is try to stick to that flow and not use a lot of energy. And yeah, I felt good today. Obviously both starts were good, so no, super happy.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And Hunter, you also had a solid and consistent ride today, proving the point that you and the HRC team have really figured out how to ride these types of tracks. You've made that noticeable progress, you've put in the hard work, but the real question is, how much is it going to take to beat Jet?
Yeah, I think that's the very, very popular question on everyone's mind. Put it down to a percentage, I don't know. Maybe it's 2%, 5%, 10%, not sure. Maybe it's 1%. We're all at such a high level now, so it's tough. First moto, I felt like the first opening laps, I needed to be better, and he was able to bridge a little gap. In the second moto, I didn't quite get around close enough, and then Eli got past me after a few corners, so I kind of lost the toe there. So that's, in my opinion, where I could have been better today in the first opening laps.
Congratulations to you as well. And Eli, we spoke yesterday during press about your love for Southwick, which was not only reflected in your results, but it was also shown by your persona on the podium today. But in addition to that, you also mentioned the challenges that the track faces for you. Track conditions aside, one of those challenges today was notably the Lawrence brothers. What do you think separates them from the pack, and how can we expect to see you counter it in upcoming rounds?
Well, they were just good today. So it's it was tough out there. Like I said, they rode really well on this track, and of course I love this place too. I tried to have as much as fun as I could, but of course Southwick, so it's a gnarly track to race on, and yeah, just didn't quite have that pace, and that's all I can really say. So got beat. Try to get better next time.
Congratulations to you as well, Eli. We are now going to be moving on to questions from our media.
Kellen Brower, Swap Metal Live. Hunter, for you, you talk a lot about, like, Jet's strengths and weaknesses, and he knows yours as well, but it seems like so far this year he's been getting you on the starts a lot, so it's kind of two-parter. Is this happening, like, when you guys test starts at, the compound during the week? Like, is he getting you a lot there, too? And what do you think it is that he's just got a little edge on you there?
No, I wouldn't say he's been always getting me on the starts. I think... Well, I know I whoop him during the week at starts, and I feel like first few rounds I was starting in front of him, actually. But it was just the first few laps is where he would, get past me on the next corner or something like that. So, obviously the first few rounds kind of working through some bike stuff and just not willing to go to that limit in the first few, or send it, in the first few laps. Like, honestly, we have to. It's an all-out sprint, the first few laps, and there's some stuff you have to do that you maybe don't want to do, or take a certain line at a certain pace where you're like, hold on for dear life, hope this works out. And that takes a lot of confidence in the bike and stuff. And we're in a lot better position now. And I mean, for me, I'm a guy that I need to get the time under my belt. Like, I can't just click my fingers and go, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, and then wake up tomorrow and do it. I have to log the laps, log the time, and work at it.
And then, Eli, one for you. When Hunter got around you, you mentioned on the podium that he was taking a lot of better or different lines that you didn't really realize. How quickly are you able to kind of adapt to that, and did you think you could make a run back at him?
Yeah, I mean, I just thought he was doing some things a little more open than what I was, I guess. And that's kind of where he set up that pass on me in that left-hander, as he was able to come from the outside and make a good square move. So I tried to do what I could, but overall I just couldn't quite, stick to his wheel after that, which was frustrating. But hey, what do you do? Just try to improve next time.
Mitch Kendrick, Racer X. We'll stick with you, Eli. You had a little bit of back and forth battle with Jorge Prado. Just walk us through what that was like, battling with him, learning from him, and just getting to be able to race him kind of for the first time, I guess.
Yeah, Jorge was running a good pace, and honestly, I was just eating his roost. I swear he was roosting me over the backside of the singles like better than anyone, like on purpose. It was just destroying my goggles, and it was getting pretty frustrating in the first moto. I actually just kind of backed off because I was trying to figure out where I could maybe pass him, but yeah, he was just launching the roost today, that's for sure.
Michael Antonovich with Course Heading. This will be for Eli. So many times that you've been in your career, and he's in this position, and he's battling this guy, and it's this championship fight. And all of the talk from our side of things is how we expect you to win, and you expect yourself to win. With this season going the way it's gone, and you having the maturity, the experience, a real life away from the racetrack, how are you enjoying this one right now? How are you enjoying this summer, knowing how it's going, taking losses, getting in battles? How has this been?
I mean, it's okay. I'm still getting podiums, but I expect to be closer to winning. So it's, yeah, in my mind, I still want to try to be trying to win, and get wins. So, of course, I'm not going happy. I mean, going home, super stoked. So, yeah, I want to try to get better.
As you've gone through your career, and you're at this iteration of it right now, is the pressure the same? Like, there's been times in the past where it's been external pressure from teams. Is this one wholly on you now?
Yeah, I mean, of course, things change when you achieve certain, goals and accomplishments. But I think I've lasted this long because I still want to try to win and continue to try to get better.
Kellen Brower again with Swap Moto Live. For you, Jet, I believe I heard that you tied James Stewart today in career overall wins. And I know you kind of joked about the whole, beat him on the golf course thing, but what do these kind of like records or getting up in the record books actually mean to you in this sport?
It's really cool. To see your name, obviously, this early in my career as well, being up there, it's really cool. It's an honor to be with those names. Obviously, James is a very known name in our sport, so it's really cool. Obviously, I talk some smack with him on the golf course because he sends that over text to me, and it stirs me up with the golf. But no, it's an honor to be tied with him. Hopefully, we're not still tied with him after the few weekends. Hopefully, we can just keep chipping away and doing that. But as long as I just focus on my racing, I think that'll take care of itself. But no, it's very cool.
Davey Coombs, Racer X. Hunter, this question is for you, but I think any of you could answer it. That was the first glimpse we really saw of Jorge Prado, like what we expected. When you first came over here, you had a lot of issues you had to fight through. Do you think something started to finally click, even though the results weren't quite there? Is Prado made a breakthrough?
I think the biggest thing what people can take from that is coming over for one race from overseas and stuff, maybe just coming, fly in, fly out for one race is a lot easier to do than when you fully commit, right? And you're over here and you're dealing with the heat during the weeks and, the different foods and travel and stuff you're unfamiliar with, right? It puts you into a whole new, or just out of your comfort zone. He's been vocal about not being happy with the bike and stuff, and I'm sure their team's doing everything they can to help that, and so I'd like to think he's going to get better. He's a 4-time world champ, so I don't think the results have been kind of what anyone's been expecting, honestly. So, and I mean him as well. So he's just going to keep working, and do the same thing everyone else is out here. Just keep working and try to be better.
And that worked for you. You know, after a couple
Yeah.
rough years, you got some championships.
Yeah, it's a whole new ball game when you move your whole life across the other side of the world. Like it's tough. You know, obviously you see it with. He's not the only champion that's moved over from Europe to come over here and pursue the dream and chase their dream. And dude, it's tough. It is tough. You know, like so. Hats off to him.
Michael Antonovich again. Any of the three of you can answer this. All three of you have a history of riding here. You know how this track goes. Seems like they brought a lot of new sand in, so it's a little firmer, or a little softer on top. Drier weather this week. We didn't get the rain that we thought. How did the track break down for you guys? And 450s being first in the rotation.
I didn't really see where they put the sand on the track, honestly. It's still really hard pack. A really solid base, but the track did seem pretty one line. Maybe more so than prior years. But, yeah, I don't know. I thought maybe the 450s going first might change how the track developed, but still pretty typical, just kind of shitty rough, like tough to get a flow. The short, kicky bumps and stuff that are tough to really flow through.
Now this last question is for all three of you. With today's progress and today's results, how does Redbud look for you guys, and what will you be doing this week to prepare?
Buying fireworks, and I wish I could drink beers, but I don't like the taste. But that would be the proper way to prepare for Redbud, since it's 4th of July. But we're just going to go back to the same stuff as other weeks, and just ride a bike and then try and replicate.
Yeah, business as usual. Like, we're just in this, I think another 4-race swing, so keep it going.
Yeah, same thing. Just same old week. Looking forward to 4th of July. From what I hear, Eli's got a bull issue that he's got to take care of back home, so maybe some wrangling.
Well, congratulations, gentlemen. We appreciate your time. That was Jet Lawrence, Hunter Lawrence, and Eli Tomac. We will be back with you shortly to introduce our 250 podium. Now we welcome up our 250 podium here tonight. Your overall winner, Hayden Deegan. Your runner-up, Tom Vial. And rounding out the podium is Levi Kitchen. Let's give a round of applause for our podium tonight. All right, Hayden, we're going to start out with you. We spoke yesterday during press about your abilities in the sand and if you planned to come out and make a statement. You were the fastest qualifier, you secured both hole shots, maintained a far lead, and now are tied with Jet Lawrence for career moto wins in your respective classes. With these results, do you feel like you came out and made that statement today?
Yeah. I really just came out and just rode like I've been, really. I mean, there's nothing special to it today. So I've just been, training hard, doing what I do, and, evidently I was pretty good in the stand today.
Congratulations, Hayden. And Tom, while you may not have had the greatest starts, you did have great motos, and you really set the pace for a solid season. Now, you told us earlier that you thought you had the speed to beat Deegan, so what more will you have to put in for us to see you at the top of the podium?
Yeah, I make it tough with myself. I think first moto, I started third, and I tried to pass Michael Mosiman in the first lap, and I fell. So when you crash, obviously when you crash in the first lap, I lost a lot of position. I went back on the bike, and I was maybe like 12 or 13, and then I had a tough moto, and I came back all the way, almost really close from Levi into, he was in second, so I finished third. And I feel like my speed was really good, but I used a lot of energy doing that. And second moto, I had a start, I was like around fifth, sixth maybe, and I passed a few guys. I was in third, but obviously track was tough. I was a little bit tired from the first moto. I think I used a lot of energy with the crash. So overall the speed I feel like was good today. Qualifying second, and both moto the speed was good, but we still miss quite a little bit to be up there with Aiden.
Well, congratulations to you as well, Tom. And Levi, you faced a few different battles today, but still came out strong, from the back and forth with Mosman in the first moto to feeling physically unwell in the second moto. So what was going through your mind in these moments, and what was your ultimate goal coming out?
Coming into the race? Or the day?
Yes.
I mean, just try to keep getting a little bit better. And my starts felt a little bit better. The second moto, like, early I felt faster. I worked past a couple guys and made some really quick passes, which was good. And then, I felt like I was like doing the pacer test in PE, and I got the worst cramp in my ribs, and went backwards and then went back forward again and got a podium. So it wasn't too bad.
Congratulations to you as well. We are now going to be moving on to questions from our media.
Michael Antonovich with course heading. This will be for Tom and Levi. We didn't see it on TV in Moto 1. Can you tell us, Levi, for you, and then Tom, what happened with Mosman, how you guys made those positions? Because you two were in a close battle, and then you picked up for it for whatever happened to Michael.
So I came back from pretty far, so I didn't really know who was in second or third. I was pretty far, and I keep pushing to the last lap, and I think I passed him the last lap, I'm pretty sure. So he was riding pretty slow, so I guess he crashed, or I didn't really know, but I heard he had something with the bike, so I'm not sure. But he was riding the last lap pretty slow, actually.
Yeah, I think it was something with the bike, because, several times I tried to make a move, but couldn't really get around him, and then he pretty much just let me by, so must have been a bike issue, yeah.
Okay, before the pass happened, before it went away, they had it on TV for you a lot. How was it to be within that, going through traffic, trying to get around him, trying to find, after the 450 guys said it was a little one line today, what was the difficulty of that battle?
I mean, it was tough. Like, this guy did it the best. He didn't have to deal with anything. And it was like, the hard part was if you went outside, all the insides just pushed to them. So every time I'd go outside, I'd end up in the banners or off the track. So I don't know what you could really do to fix that. I don't think you can, unless there was actual split lanes maybe. But, it was just tough. Like, it was really tough to pass.
Mitch Kendra with Racer X. We'll stick with you, Levi. I think you've done well here in the past. Did you really have any sand experience? Like, you grew up on the West Coast. Did you have any really sand experience until you first raced here pro a couple years ago?
A little bit, because in Washington I had a little sand track because it rained all the time. So, like, I would ride a little bit like a riverbed. But other than that, I mean, not really, no.
And then how did the track, you guys being after the 450 second moto of the day, were the lines a little bit different than maybe last year, or is it even hard to compare?
It felt kind of the same. I like going second. The track's a little bit rougher. You can kind of play with it a little bit more. So, I don't know, but either way, it's rough. Like, first or second, I didn't think it was really any worse.
And then one more for Hayden real quick. Obviously, this track is not a whole lot of jumps and where you can kind of catch your breath and look around. In that second moto, Yoshimoto was really charging. Can you gauge him, and can you see where he was, and can you kind of, I guess on a track like this where you don't have the air time to look around, how do you, how are you able to see him and kind of gauge where he is and his speed, and is that messages you're getting from the mechanic? Just walk us through like what that's kind of like when somebody's fast behind you.
Yeah, I at the beginning of the race I tried to sprint as hard as I really could and get a gap where I could pace myself, and I think I got up to around an 8-second gap, 10-second maybe, roughly around there when Joe got behind me, and I don't know why, but Joe's mechanics kept hitting the pit board out. I'm like, bro, I'm like 10 seconds ahead. I couldn't tell if it said beat Joe or be Joe. I was like, what are you saying, bro? So, I mean, he said beat Joe, so I was like, all right. And I had to pick it up there at the end, though, because he was riding strong. And, yeah, got it done, though, so that's all that really matters.
Okay, Hayden, good week for you. Everybody knows you did Sports Center and all of that. And just, again, the attention that you have and the platform that you guys have. When you have the opportunity to do that, how do you take that on? Like, when you walk into the campus at ESPN and you see the scale of it, you're just like, sick. Do you take that in? And then as this, like, continues and continues, when you come into this weekend and you have that much hype, where do you go? Like, do you know I'm already on another level? Last thing, and I forgot to put this in there, how knowledgeable are the ESPN people of what you're doing?
Yeah, it was definitely pretty cool to do that, have the opportunity to do that. It was sweet because I think ESPN was, the Sports Center, everything was popping because it was just the NBA draft, so I was like, a great time for it, and I think my manager set it up or whatever, and they know a little bit because of X Games. The racing side, not as much because, I mean, that's just not what they do, and it would be nice though to get those guys, over in the dirt bike side and keep growing the sport, but Yeah, I mean, I've been surrounded by the hype since I was little. Like, that's the last thing that's really going to affect me. And right now, racing-wise, I'm just, do my work, do my job, and get it done. And then when I'm not at the track or not racing, the last thing I want to think about is a dirt bike. I just live my life, to be honest.
Has it been fun to find that balance at a young age? Like, you're still figuring it out, but the fact of like, I can go do this, and there's no ramifications for you showing the life that you live.
Yeah, 100%. I think I show you guys exactly what I do. Plenty. I definitely don't restrict that much. But I think it's crazy, what dirt bikes really can get you in life. And, that just shows you the sport evolving, But again, even though I kind of sometimes put on this front that I'm having a lot of fun, I'm still training. I'm still grinding. So when people freak out, like, hey, you got to lock in, I'm like, don't trip, bro. Don't trip. But yeah, I like having fun, though, because I'm still only 19.
Mitch Kendra again with Racer X. One for all three of you guys. Obviously a weekend off last weekend and then a couple races in a row. Heading to Redbud, is there any bike changes you're going to make or any changes? What are you going to do? Looking forward to 4th of July. Just hype us up Redbud and how cool that is.
Yeah, Redbud is a fun race just due to the fans. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan of the track, but the fans are rowdy, so it gives you that motivation. And I think this year, obviously, I've coming in with a whole lot more speed and just better on the bike in general. So it'd be nice, keep what we're doing going, go have some fun.
Now, this final question tonight is going to be for all three of you. At the post-race press conference in High Point, my colleague Haley asked all of you how you would be spending your weekend off. And I know that it went a little bit viral online, and I know we had some mixed responses. So I think we would all like to know how you truly spent your time off.
Yeah, I've seen that. That was pretty funny. I went on the lake on Friday, and I keep on training. Obviously, after the race, I rode. I think I did Tuesday. I don't even remember. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, or something like that. And then I went on the lake. Didn't do much. I think I like to enjoy when I have a weekend off. Just stay home because if you start traveling again, it's kind of tough. But I stay home. We are lucky in Florida. We have a lot of lake around. Or go to the beach. It's pretty close in Florida. So no, it was nice to have a weekend off.
I took the weekend off, like Saturday, Sunday, and I just went fishing on Saturday and didn't do very well. Shout out to my charter. And then Sunday I went to the beach.
I was had a little more fun than these guys. I flew to LA, and it's from pretty much Wednesday to Sunday. I was having a good time. So still training. I still did a couple runs in there and some core or whatever. But flew home Monday, and I had Tuesday, Wednesday to ride some sand in North Carolina, and flying back to do ESPN here, and time to race.
Well, congratulations, gentlemen. That was Hayden Deegan, Tom Vial, and Levi Kitchen. Thank you to all of our media and athletes for joining us in this post-race press conference, in addition to all of our fans back home. We will see you next weekend at Redbud for round 23.